It's a beautiful evening, and thanks for joining us on the show. This is Rapid Sports on Rapid TV, and I am Ijoma Victor. Okay, a lot went down over the weekend, and definitely we'll be looking at all actions from league venues, including the Nigerian Premier Football League. We'll head straight to England, then we'll have our touch in Italy and Spain. But let's look at some of the top stories we are tracking at this time. The Nigerian National League (NNL) has announced that the 2026 Super 4 tournament will hold at the Remo Stars Stadium. The competition will run from May 1st to May 8, 2026. Speaking on the development, NNL chairman George Aluo stated that the league and its investors, top-tier sport management, alongside partners Bet Power, are committed to delivering a memorable and professional organized competition. The tournament will determine the overall champion of the Nigerian National League for the season. Aluo noted that the league deliberately selected the newly renovated FIFA-certified pitch, Remo Stars Stadium, because of its world-class infrastructure and excellent playing conditions, which will provide an ideal environment for the competition. The stadium boasts modern dressing rooms, high-quality natural grass playing surface, state-of-the-art floodlights, professional media and broadcast facilities, comfortable spectators sitting, and enhanced security and hospitality area. So the Super 8 will go down on May 1st, and the champions will lift the NNL trophy, and at the same time we will know the 4 teams that will be promoted to the Nigerian Premier Football League. And we head to cricket, where president of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, looking at the Cricket Federation in the person of Uyi Akpata, says Nigeria is not faced by the prospect of facing cricket giants such as South Africa and Zimbabwe at the five-nation T20 Invitational Tournament built for Lagos this week. After a 1-year break, the tournament returns for the 5th edition at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval, Lagos, from March 18 to 29th. Nigeria will welcome South Africa, Zimbabwe, Uganda, and Ghana to the T20 tournament built to hold at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval and Unila Cricket Oval from Wednesday in Lagos. The team are expected to start arriving from March 18 for the competition, which will end on March 29. Now, according to Akpata, everything has been put in place to ensure the smooth organization of the tournament, powered by Lotus Bank. He noted that the tournament is one of the programs the NCF has devised in its effort to popularize the sport and expose the Nigerian team to world-class competition. Excited by the quality of oppositions lined up to face Nigeria, Akpata enthused that for the first time, a team from the test member nation will be taking part in the tournament in Nigeria. Akpata also spoke on the role of sponsor, pointing out that Lotus Bank in particular had committed significantly to the tournament. Now, since its inception as a bilateral series between Nigeria and Rwanda, the tournament has grown significantly in global recognitions, competitive quality, and developmental impact, reinforcing Nigeria's position as a leading hub for women's cricket in Africa. The female Yellow Greens won the tournament for the first time in 2023 before surrendering the title to Tanzania in 2024, while Rwanda last won it in 2022. Ahead of the 2026 tournament, 24 players are currently camping at the High Performance Center in Benin City, Edo State, battling to secure places in Nigeria's final squad for the championship. And we head straight to tennis, where president of the International Table Tennis Federations Africa and former president of the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, Waheed Oshodi, has been appointed to the board of the World Table Tennis, the commercial arm of the International Table Tennis Federations. Now, the announcement came during the ITTF Executive Board meeting on March 1st, 2026 at the WTT headquarters in Singapore. His appointment marks a historic milestone, making Oshodi the first African to serve as a full director on the WTT board since its creation in 2019. WTT has reshaped professional table tennis with a modern, commercially driven approach following portfolios allocations. ITTF President Petra Solin and Executive Vice President Oshodi were named to represent ITTF on the WTT board. Now, at the subsequent meeting, Solin was confirmed as chair of the board, succeeding Liu Guliang of China and Kali Al-Mahandandi of Qatar. As the majority owner of the WTT, ITTF emphasized its responsibility to ensure that the commercial platform generates substantial values for the sport and its 227 members allocations worldwide. Now, these appointments reflect that responsibilities and signal ITTF's commitment to closer oversight of WTT governance and strategic directions. Now, Li Zhenjian and Steve Dantin remain on the board in their roles as representatives of the World Sport and WTT Chief Executive Officer, respectively. Oshodi, who also served as president of the African Table Tennis Federations, underscored his commitment. Oshodi's inclusions reinforce Africa's representations in global sport governance and highlight his roles as trailblazers within ITTF leadership. Oshodi first came to prominence as president of the Nigerian Table Tennis Federation, where he, spearheaded performance to improve governance and transparency and athletes development. His tenure was marked by a renewed focus on grassroots programs and talent identification. Okay, our guest is already here, and he is joining us right all the way from Lagos, and together we will be looking at all the games from the weekend. Yes, all the games from the weekend, also looking at games from the MPFL, the English Premier League, and if time permits, we will also touch other league in Europe. Well, it's good to have you, Kenneth, all the way from Lagos. How are you doing this evening, Kenneth?
I'm doing fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. I'll probably say good evening here in Abuja. We don't know how Lagos is, but it's good to have you on the show, Rapid Sports on Rapid TV.
All right. It's good evening anyway.
Okay. Let's just go straight, Kenneth. First of all, let's begin with that verdict coming from FIFA. Now, everyone was expecting FIFA to give out that verdict in the month of February, while the air is awash with what's happening. FIFA finally gave a verdict different, totally different from what many sport fans were expecting. Now it was a fine 1,000 Swiss francs was given to the NFF to be paid, and 5,000 was given to DR Congo. But was that what you were expecting, Kenneth?
It was a total off, sincerely speaking. I was confused. Everybody's confused. Seriously. We were expecting something and they had to do another thing. I don't understand. Seriously speaking, like our whole faith crashed. They left the appeal we gave them, and they now started doing another thing. For them to fine us 1,000 Swiss francs said because of our fans threw some objects, and then that of DR Congo for
Kenneth, before we go ahead with that, was there anything like that in the first place? Because the only time we actually recalled such was during the game between Nigeria and Morocco, and we all saw the fracas. But the news of throwing missile, there was nothing like that. See, because I kept.
It was not reported. It was not reported after the match. It was not reported. So I don't know where they got this report. I don't know whether it's from CAF, whether it's from the spectators that came in. I don't know how they got the report because none of this report was made after this match was played. So this one is coming from FIFA. And I was surprised. Everybody's surprised. Seriously. This is not what we were expecting. And they didn't even talk about anything concerning the ineligible players that were used during the match. Everything just like our hopes were clashed. It was dated. We are not happy. Seriously, we are not.
Okay, Kenneth, in your own words, I would love to hear you this evening. In as much as I asked some colleagues of mine and even some Super Eagles fans, do Nigeria truly deserve to be at the World Cup, even if we intend to look as if we are going through the back door? Should we just allow DR Congo to just go? Or are you of the opinion that we should go by the books, rules are rules, and if they are found guilty, they should be sanctioned?
Seriously speaking, by looking at it, Nigeria should have been in that place. Nigeria would be missed. The world would miss Nigeria. South America, they are going to miss Nigeria in this World Cup. They are going to go in there. They tried anyway. I'll give them the credit. They tried, yes. But Nigeria would have been a more force to African football than they are going to go in there. But to their credit, they are there. Let's support them and see what they're going to do. But I would have wished Nigeria is there.
Okay, if wishes truly were horses, definitely we'll see what the other things will happen. Okay, now let's look at the playoffs is just around the corner. Should we say weeks or should we say days to the playoffs? DR Congo already released their players. Two of those players that we complained about in the petition filed to FIFA have already been dropped. And preparations is already going on with other countries preparing also to be at the playoffs. Should we still be expecting FIFA to come out with that verdict, knowing fully well that the playoffs is around the corner?
They are taking their decision. We're still waiting for them. I don't think they have given a final decision on this. But I don't know whether they have given a final decision on this. But we are still listening. Our ears are still open. Until then, we know what is happening. But for now, I don't know. Now, they have dropped the two players that we complained. So, are they not going to see a foul play to this? Who did they see it? I believe that Nigerian Federation, Football Federation should file another. Okay, they have already filed this complaint, and FIFA is with this complaint. Okay, now let's now see what they're going to do because this player that we complained about has been dropped, and the World Cup is almost around the corner. So I'm very confused.
Well, truly, when the news came out this morning, it threw everyone aback. Nobody saw that coming. But you know, FIFA is FIFA. We'll just keep. They are the ones making the rules. We'll just keep tab and see what's happening with them. And meanwhile, let's leave that FIFA side alone and let's come back home. Let's look at the performance of the club in the Nigerian Premier Football League. If you look at it, match 30, about 8 more matches to be played in the MPFL. Rivers United still on top of the table with 2 outstanding games to be played. I know in Lagos, Ikorodu City, who have been doing very, very well in the league, are also pushing for a place in the top 4, but they have really dropped to number 6. But let's take your reactions towards all the games from the weekend. I know we cannot follow all the games at the same time, but at least there are 1 or 2 pockets of games that you must have followed from the weekend.
Okay, yes, by looking at MPFL over the weekend, I see Enugu Rangers doing very well. They're playing, I think they got a draw at the weekend. You know, last season, Enugu Rangers, they were, I think, 10th position in the league. And this season, they're really trying their best to see if they can do something. But when you look at Rivers United, you know, they came second last season. So this time around, they really want to show something. They really want to show that they missed out last season. So they want to prove that this is their time. This is their time. They know what to do it. But when you look at these teams, the team that I really like very well is this Ikorodu United. These teams, since they come into the Premier League, BFL, they have been performing very well. They have been doing wonders. I'll tell you, before 5 years coming, these people are going to be champions. Ikorodu City. Before 5 years coming, they will be there. So those teams, you see Rivers United first, Rangers second, Nasarawa United, Shooting Stars, and the Warriors. But the surprise team here is Enyimba. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. Last season, I think they were sixth. But this season,
they were able to pick up a maximum point this weekend in Aba against Plateau United, and that one took them out of the relegation zone.
Yes, they really had to scramble that game. They really have to come out because they needed that win.
Okay, Kenneth, before I allow you go on, this news is now coming in. Right there where you are in Lagos, Ikorodu City is presently playing Rivers United. 60 minutes already played in that game, and Ikorodu City is leading, scored by Temitope. The goal was scored in the 52nd minute. So as we speak now, Ikorodu City is leading Rivers United. Now, I want to throw this question to you. Rivers United, 2 outstanding games to be played. They are now playing one will be left. If they draw point, we see Enugu Rangers getting close to Rivers United, and we have about 8 more matches to be played for Enugu Rangers, and 9 to 10 more matches to be played for Rivers United. Are you going to see a catch-up with what's happening now? Rivers United presently losing to Ikorodu City.
I know it's going to be a hard match for Rivers United, and it's an advantage to Enugu Rangers. Because Ikorodu City, I don't see them losing this match. And now they are leading 1-0. 60 minutes has already gone. I'm telling you, this match, it might end. The way I'm seeing it, it's going to end in the favor of Ikorodu City. And it's now a boost for Enugu Rangers. Because when you look at the points, Rivers United are 52 points with 28 matches. Then Enugu Rangers, 30 matches. They are 51 points. So now remaining one outstanding match for Rivers United. So Enugu Rangers need to win their last 8 matches. If they can be able to get, I know they can't win all, but if they are able to get some points out there, I think by the end of the day, they might carry the league. But you see Rivers United, they won't let it slide anyway. But it's going to be a big fight between both of them.
Oh, so that means you agree with me that it's a 2-horse race in the Nigerian Premier Football League, Rivers United and Enugu Rangers.
It's going to be like, it might be the last match that will decide who will win the league.
Okay, the last game.
Between Rivers United and Enugu Rangers.
Okay, now let's look at the relegation zone. Remo Stars were the defending champions.
Yes.
They now have a new coach. Out of 3 games, he lost 1, and now he won the second game this weekend. And in as much as that winning was in his favor, they've moved up from number 20 to number 19. Are they going to come out of that relegation zone? Talking about the defending champions, Remo Stars.
It's a difficult situation. It's a difficult situation. How can you win the league last season and you're fighting for relegation this season? What actually happened?
But
seriously, when I look at this, I was like,
maybe I will ask you. Maybe I'll ask you because I kept reading some articles at the same time, asking questions with colleagues of mine, even them over there in Ikene. We learned that Remo Stars actually, sold some of their key players that did well for them last season. But must this continue to go on in the league, or probably we just have to allow the players go find greener pastures?
That's the problem we do have. When you say your big players that won the league for you, is there going to be a replacement? I think I'm going to hold the management accountable for this. Because when you're saying your players, you're supposed to know that you've won the league and more is expected of you to do. Not after winning the league, you sell your players and there's no replacement. Even when you have a replacement, you maybe they're not up to average player that you used to win the league. And look at what is happening to them now. 19th, you are struggling not to. If they can be able to come out for this relegations battle, then I'll just have to thank the players. We just have to thank the players. But like as I'm looking at it now, it's going to be a very difficult race for them.
A difficult race. Now, some teams are also closing in the relegation zone. But not only Remo Stars, Eyimba is also very close to the relegation zone. Kano Pillars also very close to the relegation zone. Just like we see Tottenham Hotspur in
Seriously.
England. But we'll go to Tottenham Hotspur. Let's leave them aside. But look at Kano Pillars. Look at Eyimba. They are really close to relegation zone. Now, if Eyimba will survive, they must win the remaining of their games. That is, if they will still survive relegation. For Kano Pillars, they are also struggling. But what will you also make of all these teams, Eyimba and Kano Pillars?
When you talk about MPFA in Nigeria, you talk about Kano Pillars and Enyimba. These two teams, they are not just ordinary teams in MPFL. But seeing them struggling, battling relegation, it's a very difficult situation. And I'm not happy. No one is happy that this thing is happening. I think the management of MPFL should be doing better. You understand? Allowing Kano Pillars to go on relegation, Enyimba relegation, Bremo Stars relegation. Come on. That's a very bad situation.
You can't fault the managers of the league. It has to do with the club. After all, Kano Pillars were relegated and they managed to put themselves together and they returned back to the MPFL. But let's leave that aside. Let's look at privately owned club in the whole season. I think I will really give kudos to private owners of clubs in the Nigerian league, because it is not easy to face some of these government-owned clubs that are being sponsored by the government, and they are doing very well. Kun Khalifa from Imo State is in the relegation zone, and it's really going to be difficult for them. Now they are now in the 20th position. Remo Stars, a privately owned club, also struggling. And we see Barao FC. That's a surprise for me, from Kano State. They are even in the top 10, ninth position. Even than their next door neighbor, Kano Pillars, who is lying down in the 16th position. But let's look at privately owned clubs. Have they really been encouraged in this league, knowing fully well that it has been a difficult one, spending money from your pocket, and also try to see how they can secure sponsors, traveling from the south to the north and everywhere in the country? But what will you make of privately owned clubs in Nigeria?
That's the problem they're facing, privately owned clubs. Remember the days of Ifeanyi Ubah FC?
Yes.
When they came now, they're nowhere to be found now.
Well, not only this thing, Ifeanyi Ubah FC, even Giwa FC of Jos, nowhere to be found.
It's exactly. They are lacking sponsorship. Understand? And they are okay. We federal government see them, and all these people we see them and be like, the owners are big men. They sponsor themselves. So they fund the club, all those things, and they lack that sponsorship. So now look at this Concarifa. This club was formed in 2020. And they gained promotion last year. And now, after everything they have done, they are seeing themselves fighting for relegation. And I don't think they're going to make it. They'll still go back. And for them to go back, for them to come out again, is going to be a difficult situation for them. It's really going to be a difficult situation. So I think what they should do is to system for sponsorship. They can be able to, the management should just come out. They can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. They should look for others that will sponsor them. So that when you be able to be promoted, you have to fight, you have to remain there. Because if not, it's going to be hard, it's going to be difficult. Even though that, like you mentioned, they're doing very well. Yes, not the lifestyle that are doing well, but it's not on the long run. Maybe 1 or 2 seasons or 3 seasons, you see them, they will go back. Before they can be able to get themselves again, it's going to take time.
Okay. Let's leave the Nigerian Premier League for now. We just wish all the teams the best. We'll keep time with what's happening, especially the game between Ikorodu City and Rivers United. 70 minutes already played, 20 more minutes to be played, and Ikorodu City is leading by a single goal scored by Temitope in the 52nd minute. Now let's go to England. As the talking point is Arsenal. Chelsea seems to also have some news about Chelsea. Yes, where they've been fined about 10.75 million pounds and hit with a 1-year transfer window ban. That's for
Transfer
Chelsea.
ban.
Yes, transfer ban for Chelsea. But let's look at this weekend that just passed by. Talking about the games the weekend. Manchester United, very beautiful, beating Aston Villa to retain its third position. And then Arsenal, they had to wait very late in the game to pick up maximum point against Everton. Then we see Chelsea losing to Newcastle United, and the big blow was the game between West Ham and Manchester City, denting
West Ham
the
and
hope
Manchester
of
City.
City, denting the hope of City moving for a title. What would you make of that game last weekend?
Yes, well, let's talk about Manchester City and Man City and West Ham. Yes, before that game started, I know Guardiola used to gamble a lot. You understand? He used to gamble a lot. I believe because I saw that game, I said that this is going to be a difficult game for City. When you see relegation team, they are fighting to avoid relegation. It's going to be a very difficult for big teams. And now West Ham has been playing very well, even though they've been getting bad results, but they've started improving more. Now, when you look at that two matches, that match, City didn't do well. And because they drew that match, they have lost the league. That match would have been a game changer for them. So I've given them a little hope. But because of they have Champions League against Real Madrid, I believe maybe they are prioritizing on Champions League against the Premier League. I don't know what they were thinking. And 1-1, they lost. It's a loss for City. That match it was a total loss for City. Then you look at Arsenal, Everton. Hello?
I can hear you. Go on.
Okay. Then you look at Arsenal and Everton. Everybody was thinking that it's going to end in a draw.
In a draw.
The star man of the game, a record was broken. I don't know what gave Arteta the mind to bring in this guy. You know who he associated this guy with? His captain. Everybody was surprised. I was even like, what is Arteta doing? What is he thinking? No one knew that he had a plan in his head. And this guy dribbled like he controlled the game. It was 1-0. Everton were looking for an equalizer before he finished it up. Yes. Then kudos to Arteta. Kudos to Arteta. Kudos to Arsenal players. They've done well. And if eventually they win the league, like sincerely speaking, they deserve it. It's well deserved.
Well, if you say eventually, don't you think it is done and dusted? In as much as they still have a few games to go, don't you think it's done and dusted? 9 points ahead of City, though City still have a game to play, and they will still play Arsenal. Don't you think it's done and dusted in the English Premier League, giving it to Arsenal, or it's too early?
No, yeah, I'm giving it to Arsenal already. In French, let me say, c'est fini. It has finished. It's already concluded.
Okay, let's look at.
There's nothing was about that.
Let's look at Liverpool and Chelsea. Also, they have failed to also make it close to the top four. Liverpool were the champions last season, and now they are fifth on the log. They are really, really, really struggling. And do you see them still making the top four? That's Liverpool, Chelsea.
Between Liverpool and Chelsea, I'll give it to Chelsea.
Chelsea to make top
I cannot trust Liverpool.
Why can't you?
Yes, I give it to Chelsea to make top four.
Why can't you trust Liverpool?
Now Liverpool. You see, Liverpool. I don't know. For Liverpool not to win Tottenham Hotspur, for them not to win Tottenham, I watched that game from beginning to end. Liverpool played so well, but their conversion rate was so poor in the first half. The second half, Liverpool played with academic players of Tottenham. Tottenham had 12 players injured. 12 players. They have about 6 plus 11. And we have like 5 or 6 academic players in that match. And Liverpool couldn't get a win. They were fighting to win.
Don't you think Igor Tudor is beginning to bring a new philosophy to the team since his arrival? That's why he has lost some few games. That's talking about Igor Tudor.
He was just lucky in that match, and he needed that game, and he got a draw. So I'm surprised. I thought I would still keep him. I'm surprised. This is his first draw. They have been losing since he came in, since he came on board. They have been losing. This is his first draw. That match against Liverpool. So anyway, that match might be a game changer for them. It might encourage the players and say, "We can do this. Come on, we can do it."
Okay, 8 more matches
So,
to be played.
maybe.
8 more matches to be played in the league. Do you think Tottenham will survive? Because as it is on the table, they are 16 points, about 3 points off the relegation. That's a point off the relegation zone. Just 1 point separating Tottenham Hotspur.
It's just 1 point.
And the relegation
1
zone.
point.
Do you think Tottenham Hotspur will survive?
Look at this. Wolves is gone. Burnley is gone. West Ham, Forest, Tottenham, Leeds.
Yes. Do you think Tottenham
West Ham
will survive? Do you think Tottenham, Nottingham Forest will survive? Do you think that Leeds United will survive?
The next match is Tottenham, Nottingham Forest.
2 teams going down.
Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham. So, 2 teams going down. If Tottenham can't win that match, they are going down.
Would that be a decider?
We're doing a big team. It might be a decider for them. Yes, I'm seeing that as a decider. But I see Tottenham making it through because of the name and being a top 6 club in England. I see them coming through. Yes, I see them coming through. I don't think they will be relegated. No, I don't think. They will fight it out.
Let's go to Spain. It was a massive win for Madrid, a massive win for Real Madrid also, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. All the top 3 winning their games over the weekend, and the chase is still on in the Spanish La Liga. So much to talk about when it comes to the Spanish La Liga, because it is a battle between Barcelona, we'll say Real Madrid, and we'll try to add Atletico Madrid. But Atletico Madrid seems to be far away, but anything can still happen, knowing fully well that they still have about, let's say, a total of 10 more matches to be played.
10 matches.
So what do you think of the Spanish La Liga?
I would have given it to Real Madrid, but I don't think they can do anything. Barca will come out on top. Because as looking at it now, Barca has 70 points.
70 points indeed.
And Madrid is 60. Madrid is trailing with 4 points. That's 66 points. So you have a 4-point gap here. And Madrid will still play Barca. Madrid is still going to play ATM. So I don't see Madrid. Madrid had a lot of injuries this season.
Yeah.
That injury is changing. It's affected them a lot. And they sacked Xabi Alonso before they brought Abelao as a caretaker manager. You understand? So I'll give it to Barcelona. I'm giving it to Barcelona. Because Madrid can win other teams, but when it comes to Barcelona, I don't see them winning. Remember last season, Barcelona won them 4 times. They met 4 times last season. Barcelona came out on top. Now this season, Barcelona has come out on top. Okay, they beat Barcelona in the first leg, yes. And now Barcelona is going to take that revenge. So I don't see Barcelona against Madrid or against City.
Okay,
I see Madrid winning.
Okay, we'll go straight now to the Italian Serie A. Let's head straight to the Italian Serie A. The last game, yes, Inter drew their game. AC Milan lost. But there's one team I want to talk about in the Italian Serie A. And this team...
Como,
exactly. Led by former Arsenal legend, Cesc Fabregas. They were promoted to the Serie B. And ever since they came, you will see steady, improvement in the team. And as we speak, they are in the top 4. Yes, preparing to get a ticket to Europe. And with about 9 more matches to be played, do you think this Como team will want to drop down away from the top 4 because they are now in the 4th position?
I believe Como. I believe them. I would prefer Como to make this top 4 to Juventus making it. Because they have done wonderfully well. Look at last season. Como we are 10th. They came on 10th after I find this play. They tried. Now this season they're now 4th. With how many points? I think 54 points. They're showing Napoli. Napoli had 59 points. They're 5 points difference. And Juventus has 53 points. Okay, Roma 51 points. Okay. Now, when you look at it, Como, and expecting Como to do wonders. I believe Chef Fabregas. And I hope Fabregas after this season, I hope he's not going to the Premier League. I hope he stays with these people. If eventually he is able to take Como to the Champions League, I think they're going to do wonders. They're going to do wonders.
Okay, Kenneth, I'll say thank you very much for bringing out Champions League from my mouth. Let's ask you now, put you on the spot, and let's look at the result of Champions League that we go down tomorrow. Do you think Arsenal can overturn it tomorrow 1-1 at the Emirates Stadium?
Of course, they can. They can. Arsenal will.
Bayer Leverkusen played out a 1-0 draw against Munich over the weekend. So you think that it will be an easy ride for Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium tomorrow?
It won't be an easy ride. If you watch the first leg, I didn't expect Leverkusen to play what they played. Arsenal almost lost it. They were lucky the penalty call came in. If not, but Leverkusen didn't give them any chance. They didn't give them any chance, even though they were performing poorly in the league. But take a look at the Champions League, how they are doing. Like, it was a massive result for them against Arsenal. Even though they will try their best, but I see Arsenal coming out on top tomorrow. I'll give it to Arsenal.
And the big game, Newcastle United and Barcelona, or Barcelona, Newcastle United and the Nou Camp.
I don't see Newcastle winning Barcelona at Nou Camp. I don't see them. No, Nou Camp is a very difficult place to play. It's a very, very difficult place to play. You see the best of Barca tomorrow. So I'll give it to Barca, even though it's not going to be an easy game for Barcelona. Newcastle, I give them, they're doing very well, but I think tomorrow it might be the end of the road for them. I'll give it to Barcelona. They'll come out on top.
Okay, giving it to Barcelona. And before I'll let you go, let's look at the other game at the Anfield. It should be Liverpool up against Osimhen side, Galatasaray. At the Rams Stadium, it was just 1-0. But at the Anfield, do you think Liverpool will walk alone?
Anfield, before this man came in, has been a difficult place to play. But this season, all those records have been shattered. That game might end in a shot, and I see Galatasaray coming out. I don't know. I don't trust Liverpool for anything. So that's all anything that happens. Everything can happen. It's might go Liverpool, it might go that way. But Liverpool, they've been very, very poor. Very, very poor. They're just on selection and everything. It's to play. So I don't know. So anything can come out on top. But for Liverpool to play Galatasaray 2-0, it's going to be difficult.
It's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if your predictions will definitely go right tomorrow, because those games will go down tomorrow. Talking about the second leg of the round of 16 of this season's UEFA Champions League. Kenneth, I want to say thank you so much for being a part of the show. But let me give you this highlight. It is 84 minutes already played. Ikorodu City still running away with 1-0 advantage against Rivers United. Just like you said, you're going to give Ikorodu City this one. But don't you think Free George and the pride of Rivers can be able to come out with a sneaky nature and get a point in this one? Or you still want to stand with a 1-0 in favor of Ikorodu City?
I stand with Ikorodu City. I stand with them.
Definitely. In a couple of minutes, we'll see how it talk on phone when they concern for looking at that one. Thank you so much, Kenneth, all the way from Lagos, looking at the games that went down this weekend, including the MPFL, and also giving prediction to the second leg of the UEFA Champions League that we go down on Tuesday. That is tomorrow. Truly appreciate you, Kenneth. Hopefully again we'll do this some other time.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay. And this is where we blow the final whistle on the show this evening, Rapid Sports, the Monday edition for the week, as we get set for the Monday night football. Yes, Monday night football. We go down later this evening, and it will be between a team struggling to come out of the relegation zone, talking about Wolverhampton Wanderers. Will they survive this evening? Because it looks as if they are already going deeper and deeper in the relegation waters. But let's see how it goes with that one. On just 8:30 on the Breakfast Show tomorrow, you join me live as we bring up all the latest coming from the world of sport. I am Ijoma Victor. Do have yourself a beautiful evening.